Every month we get together with a new business or a small business or an old business that's got some help from the Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University. And today we're going to introduce you to Marie Ndorongo, the owner of SES Music. She's been open since October of 2008. She's located in Bloomington. Let's welcome her to the program. Marie, welcome to WJBC.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, tell us about your business. What do you do, and how did you start?
Well, we started in October of 2008, and primarily it was for my daughter she's a singer-songwriter, and the business was started to secure the intellectual property of her being a writer, and also to establish a business position. And after we were able to get that done, we basically went through working with her as an artist, and being in the music industry was something that I had no real knowledge of. I had to pretty much find my way, so to speak, in order to work with her. And we really didn't establish a full-blown business until January of 2020. And at that time, I needed some guidance and focus on how can I provide these services to other musicians and that could benefit from what we went through, because they've had similar experiences to what we've had, and we faced similar challenges. So in January, I retired last year, and in January, I basically decided we should be able to offer some of the skills that were gained in the last 10, 11 years to other musicians.
All right, and so you eventually approached the Small Business Development Center. What did they help you with the most? What were the biggest challenges for you in trying to get things up to speed?
Well, because I had not worked the business per se to help other musicians, it was primarily just for my daughter. So the idea of having a full-blown business was pretty scary for me. I was a full-time worker, and I basically didn't have the knowledge or know-how as far as moving forward in order to offer a service, a community service, a service online. So I approached the Small Business Development Center to gain some focus and information and knowledge on how to proceed with getting my focus. And the first thing Angela mentioned to me was, first thing, write a business plan for the past and write one for the future. And once you look at your past and see where you've been, then you get a really good idea. As soon as I started writing that on paper, I got a very good idea of what I needed to do in order to start working on some things in the future. So in addition to that, we got help with the marketing plan as well, and knowing what to do in order to set goals regarding what type of clientele, how many clientele we needed to cover our costs. Also, how we were going to set our pricing. Those things were very important in order for us to get a good idea of a good marketing plan, what we're marketing, how we're marketing it, and does it meet the financial needs. So she's helped me bring all this together and created a path forward that we were able to take in order to move the business forward.
No, that's all right. Our guest is Marie Ndorongo of SES Music in our Small Business Development Center segment. And her business is one that provides a free platform for musicians to gain worldwide exposure. Marie, you want to tell people where they can find you online, or if they wanted to call, a phone number?
Sure. You can find us, sesmusic.com is our website, And we also have, you can email us at cessmusiconline@gmail.com.
I would imagine that one of the biggest things you've learned about and are still learning about is the legal aspects of protecting your own intellectual property as a musician, as a writer, as a songwriter and musician.
Yes, most definitely.
Is that a hard thing to do? Are there attorneys that specialize in that are easy to find, or are those people difficult to locate?
You have some entertainment lawyers in the larger cities. Generally, I work with one all the way out of New Jersey, and that was her recommendation to protect, to secure the intellectual property. It was best to come from a business perspective, and she helped, guide me through that process. You can find entertainment lawyers also in Chicago area, St. Louis, a lot of the large areas. I'm not familiar with anyone local as of yet.
All right. I just asked because, it seems to me we live in an age where now people produce their own music. They put it online. They don't need a record company. But if you put it out there before you protect it, you might be leaving yourself open to having your property stolen. Am I right about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's harder to steal from a business as it is. It's so much easier if it's an individual to take what belongs to them, because you won't have a company behind you to fight in court. Technically, your copyright is automatic, but it's good to register it in order to be able to secure and say it's yours. But automatically it is a automatic process to where anything that you put on paper belongs to you.
Well, I wish you luck. Marie Ndorongo,
Thank
owner
you.
of Cess Music. You can find them online at cesmusic.com, or you can find them at cessmusic50@gmail.com. And when we come back, our Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University Small Business Tip of the Month. The director, Karen Bissoni, will join us, and Assistant Director Angela Coopersmith on WJBC. Welcome back to our Small Business Development Center at Illinois Wesleyan University segment. That's a mouthful. I'm Mark Strauss. On the telephone, we have the director of the SBDC, Karen Bissoni, and Angela Coopersmith, the assistant director. Karen, you always provide us with a valuable small business tip of the month, and this month's tip, I've often wondered about this. You type something into a search engine, you're looking for it, and sometimes it's not that easy to find what you're looking for. You want people to find your business quickly. You want it to pop right up there toward the top of the screen. So how do you do that?
That's right. So you use search engine optimization, Mark. It's very important, especially for small business today. There's research from Small Biz Trends back in 2020 has shown that only 30% of small businesses use search engine optimization. So what is that about? Well, let's say that we're looking for a restaurant that prepares outstanding barbecue pork ribs. Who in Bloomington Normal prepares some of the best, if not the best, barbecue pork ribs? Do you know, Mark?
Are you asking me?
I am.
I hate to say, because I wouldn't want to, make a potential sponsor
business,
mad.
Mark. It's a small business.
I can't even begin to guess.
I'm going to share with you who it is. It's the Brass Pig, the Brass Pig Smoke and Ale House, and the owner is John Solberg. His restaurant has some of the best barbecue in town. But is John's company are they using search engine optimization when someone is searching for, say, components of a meal, what he offers and what his expertise is in the restaurant as far as his meal options? does that pop up on the first page of a Google search? And if it doesn't, most likely that business owner has some opportunities to use SEO. Well, what does that do? What does an SEO strategy do for small businesses? It gives a great return long term. Using search engine optimization is actually cheaper than advertising, believe it or not. So how do I do this SEO? Well, the business owner or someone within the company has to take a look at conducting research and coming up with target words to use that describe perhaps some of their most popular meals or components of those meals. They need to also understand what the target market is actually looking for. And then they use those words on their site. And so as traffic on a website, specifically the Brass Pig Smoke and Ale House, as that continues to grow, that will help their search words make it more to that front line of Google, if you will. Also looking for related topics on Google and using, say, Google Ads for keywords that tell you there's high volume searches using those keywords that match a respective business. Those are advantageous to use. So it's very important when someone is creating a website, creating their social media, is that they use keywords that really differentiate what it is they are providing, and it's something that people are wanting. You have to bring those two together, and that optimizes that search.
All right. Good advice. I know you've got some events.
We can help with that, Mark. Anybody that needs help with that, we can help with that in the SBDC.
Okay, very good. Because, I wouldn't know what the words are that I need to include on the website. You can help us with that information. Now, let's move along quickly. We've got about a minute left. Angela Coopersmith is the Assistant Director of the SBDC. And, Angela, you've got some upcoming events that can help small businesses in many different ways.
Yes, we do. Thanks, Mark. Coming up this week on Wednesday, the 27th, we have our monthly How to Start a Business in Illinois webinar. This one is sponsored by Busey Bank. And then we've got a full lineup in February. All of these events are on the events page of our website, which is mcleancosbdc.org, and there's an events tab, so you can check them out. If you're interested in learning about how to make effective decisions and goal setting, we've got a wonderful webinar on February 3rd with Christina Schultz, the Associate Director of Business and Industry Solutions from Heartland Community College. And then on February 11th, we have our How to Start a Business in Espanol webinar. For the first time, we are offering our monthly How to Start a Business webinar fully in Spanish, thanks to our new small business advisor, Gabriela Montaigne. And then on February 17th, we are offering a webinar on cash flow and budgeting with Kevin Kubler he's a financial advisor of New Perspectives Financial Services. And you can find all of those and more on the events page of our website.
All right, good. And you can find the SBDC on Facebook at IWUSBDC. Karen, Angela, thanks for joining us again this month. Thanks to Marie Ndorongo from CES Music. You can find that at cesmusic.com, cesmusic.com. And that's our Small Business Development Center segment for this month.